high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, good morning, and welcome to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and we have got always on the ones and twos. I like to affectionately say the Dr. Dre of Lincoln, Harrison Arns, who's doing his thing as always. So definitely always appreciate him doing that and getting up in the morning. We talked a little bit about it's a crisp morning out there a little bit, but
I wasn't expecting it. 30 degrees when I walked out to my car this morning, but nonetheless, it is a great Sunday as always. I still think it's supposed to be nice and warm out today. Yeah. But no, I'm pumped for today. I'm sure DP knows it as well. But the Nuggets beat the Lakers.
I was going to say, you about changed a lot of people's emotions here when you said the Lakers beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to talk to Haas. Be sure to stick around for the breeze. That'll be a fun conversation. I'm sure that'll come up at some point. But yeah, I'm doing fantastic this morning.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, if people want to get in touch with us or listen or watch the stream, how can they do that?
Yeah, as always, Starter Aim and text line open up to you guys, 402-464-5685. If you want to put a face to the voice, best way to do that, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Allo, channel 961.
Awesome. Well, you talked about, like I said, a good day. It's been a week. And so I'm going to kind of quick recap, just kind of a couple shout outs. I know the food bank had their extra mile walk yesterday. And so crisp day in the morning, but always a good cause to go ahead and, like I said, oftentimes talk about, feeding making sure that everybody's bellies are fed and everything. And so just definitely appreciate them and what they've done. I know here at the station, they had the Link to Literacy component at a noon read-in over a movie that's been shown on that. And so it was kind of cool to see just some of the faces and individuals come out. Actually, we got one of their newest board members in the house as well. And so, celebrate, I want to say the man of stars to the city as well. So DP, Claudia Perales Garcia, we've had her on the show at the old station, I think one of the earlier shows, but she received the Dr. Leola Bullock Memorial Award from the Lincoln Public Schools Foundation. And I knew Dr. Bullock, and she was a longtime civil rights leader here in Lincoln, Nebraska, before her passing. And it's just a tremendous honor that goes out to somebody that's, incorporating, but also promoting and standing up and speaking out with diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so just a tremendous honor for her. It was emotional to see her family, her sister and her mom came and surprised her. And so just definitely want to give out a shout out to Claudia. And then Lincoln Northwest Baseball, we had them on last year for their first inaugural mental health game, and they had that yesterday, and played Lincoln Christian, I believe. And just was really great. They had some special uniforms, brought out individuals bringing attention to mental health. And so we always kind of say beforehand, if you need help, there's people out there that will help you. And so, definitely make those calls, continue to ask and support. And so thank you for Lincoln Northwest for them continuing to do that. And just last but not least, Ruben Beltran, want to thank him for the invitation, but Romero over at El Centro, they had their wine chocolate tango celebration.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you what, man, the food, the appetizers was something. I know we're a morning show, so I'm going to say that's what I'm going to focus on, but really phenomenal work that they're doing. They have a youth program I remember when they started Golden Warriors, 30 people, and they're now engaging 300. And so I'm looking forward to kind of getting them and bringing them into the space as well. But with all that being said, got a full show and excited. I tweeted out that this was something that was, I want to say, months in the making, but I really will say the foundation was already there. But we're going to go ahead and bring in our guest right off the bat. And this will kind of lay out and explain, why we want to do this, but we really want to optimize the time. And I feel truly honored and blessed to have these two individuals here. But I'm going to start out because we're going to say ladies first, since, you got Beyonce releasing her album in the country and you got Taylor Swift. And so I think we'd be doing a disservice. DP's nodding his head. He's like, don't mess up the game now. But we've got Scholar Amna. And Scholar Amna she'll tell you about herself, but she is a senior. And I've gotten to know her this year, and she has really, she's always been the person, just a shining star of goodness. But just getting to know her voice, just her mannerisms, and you can just see by her smile if you're watching the stream is somebody special. And so, Amna, welcome, and I'm glad to have you here. And tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Have you always lived in Lincoln? Who's Amna?
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. So my name is Amna Salman. I haven't always lived in Lincoln. I was born in Iraq, but because of war, we had to come here. We first came to California, and then we lived there for a few years. But like the crime and the bad stuff that happened there are a lot, and it wasn't very safe. So my dad came here on like a trip, and he liked it. He said it was safe. So we've been here for a decade now.
Okay, awesome. And so tell me a little bit, you said you moved from Iraq to California. So at what age did you come to the States? And then where did you go to elementary and then middle and then high school?
Okay, so I came here when I was really young, like 3 years old or 4.
Okay.
So I still didn't understand much, but I understood that like things were changing.
Okay.
And I went to preschool in California. Don't remember the name. And then when we came here, I went to Clinton Elementary School.
Okay.
And I honestly fell in love with that school. That school is a great school. But the kids there weren't the best. So I had to move to Campbell for 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
And then middle school, I went to Color Middle School. I was a troublesome kid, I won't lie.
We appreciate that honesty. We always have individuals be like, I was a golden child or whatever else. We all have a little bit of that in our background. So go ahead. So you went there.
Yeah, and then I had to switch schools to Leffler, 8th grade.
Okay.
And now I'm at Lincoln Northeast, and I've been there since freshman year.
Okay. And you're a senior this year.
I am a senior.
So, okay, on top of things, running things. So congratulations on that. Well earned. And tell us a little bit, you mentioned your family. And so obviously for them to invest in you and you investing in them, obviously are some special individuals. So give some shout out and show them some love. Who's in your family?
So I have a really big family, 8 people.
Okay.
3 pets.
Don't forget anybody's name now. And we're going to recommend, DP and I and Harrison have always given you the recommendation. Start with mom. All right.
I am starting with mom. Mom's watching right now. Hi, Mom. Okay. So I have my mom. She is hardworking.
And what's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Esma.
Okay.
Salmon. Everyone's Salmon.
Okay.
Even the pets.
All right.
And then dad, Thar Salmon. And then my oldest brother, Ali. And then Salmon.
Okay.
That's a unique one. And then me, I'm the 3rd child, Amna Salmon. And then my younger sister, Zahara Salmon. And then there's Tyler Salmon. And then the last one is Sarab Salmon.
Okay. And we won't get the pets name because again, they're probably sleeping, but what kind of pets you got?
I have 2 cats and a dog. And if you want to get really technical, I basically have a farm in my backyard, a small backyard.
Okay.
There's 5 chickens and a duck back there as well.
Wow. Okay. You throwing it in there. So they're probably worried about what's going to happen when you leave, if you're going off for college or whatever else. But really, like I said, there's so much more to you, and we're going to get to that here in a little bit. But in studio, as many of you know, but for those that may not, DP or Mr. Derek Pearson, and my father always is sir or ma'am in our household. And so I want to make sure we give due reverence. But the station owner of 93.7 The Ticket, he and his wife, Rebecca, so graciously offered this opportunity. I think Harrison and I were talking over a year and a half ago for Bigger Than the Score. And so, again, thank you for getting up and welcome. I know you had a long night with the Supernovas and everything that you're doing, but always appreciative of you coming into the studio. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm blessed. So I was telling Jay Foreman just a minute ago, I can't complain about anything I asked for, especially something I prayed for. And to have the opportunity to be in a space that is positive and good is everything. And sometimes labor is required to get to it. Like friction is required to get to it. And you have to do some things to change the space you're in. Like if you need to impact the space you're in, you have to sometimes create, you have to shake a little bit, rattle a little bit to get things to move. Science verifies and confirms that. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you for all that you do, and specifically why you do it, and the understanding that we're not here for long, but we can have an impact beyond ourselves. And you say bigger than the score, you could say it's bigger than the school, it's bigger than the education, it's bigger. Everything is bigger if you allow it to be, but you have to have room for it. You have to have a space where it's welcome, right? These vacuums that exist. This station has the ability to tell stories. That's all this is. And when done well, they're all love stories. And whether it's sports, academics, community, family, these are all love stories. And the more we tell these good stories, the more we're reminded to act in that good, to honor that good. So, yeah, it's Sunday morning. Saturday night was a late night. Again, I got let me tell you, I got 5-set volleyball matches.
Yes.
It's some work. It's some work. The emotional thing that goes with it. But then there's the wind down, the hour trip from Omaha back to Lincoln, trying to take all of that adrenaline from 5 sets and it being, 2 points separating the whole thing, and trying to get that decompressed to get some rest. And oh, by the way, I have stitches in my mouth.
I was going to say,
and let me tell you, that is again, the friction is required to get it right.
Yeah.
But man, it's winning.
Yeah,
It's winning. Like I like to think of myself as tough. Those stitches will humble you.
Hey, I'm just looking at you like, yeah, it hurt. I mean, they will, and there's a couple places. I mean, you never want them, but there's some places you just like you're just not saying, okay, this is gonna be okay.
in the mouth,
right?
Especially when you're a talker.
Yes.
And I'm a member of this weird club that I don't like taking pain meds.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I don't like doing it. And you make the choice. It's like, okay, tough guy, you're going to be a tough guy, right? You're going to be a tough guy. Let's see how tough you are. So be careful what you tell the universe. It starts to believe you. It starts to believe you because then it's like, oh, this is what you want. Okay, you speak of pain. So no, it's just it's walking in, like when the alarm goes off this morning, immediately you understand what you're doing and why and how important it is that when the alarm goes off, the thing in your head and in your soul and in your spirit has to say yes. Like there's so many people, the alarm goes off and they go, oh,
yeah.
Oh no, I have to go do this. But no, the alarm goes off and I know that I get to meet this young lady again. And then in this space to listen, and I will be better an hour from now. I'll be more covered in love an hour from now than I am right now on purpose. And that's what we do. That's literally the blessing and the gift of what we get to do. And so I wanted to just say thank you for coming. Thank you for being you. Thank you for going through all the stuff that you're going through, because everybody in the city of Lincoln is going to be better for what you're going through and what you're putting back in space. Every single person is going to be better. And everybody that's listening this morning will be better because they met you. So let's get it.
Awesome. Well, and going off what DP said, definitely thank you to your mother and your father and for the investments. I never like to say sacrifices because they will never, people don't look at those things as a sacrifice. I mean, that's a word that they'll say, okay, but the investment that they made not only in themselves, but their family. But with that, you have brought an uplifted Lincoln as well. And so, Amna, talk a little bit just about, you've seen Mr. Pearson and what he shared with you and the goodness, but like, what is your purpose?
My purpose is to uplift others. I feel like that's very hard to do nowadays because there's just so much negativity going on around the world. And it's a lot easier to be negative than it is to be positive because I don't know, negativity just rolls out.
So if you were to give advice, because we always ask just advice, and I'm gonna start with, let's just start with adults. You had every adult in this space, and you were going to give advice on how to establish a purpose of love. What would be that piece of advice that you would give, and then what is one intentional action that they can do to make sure that happens?
I would say it's a little difficult.
What's something that any adult that you come into contact can do to go ahead and uplift your purpose?
To uplift my purpose, I feel like just assurance that you're doing good. You're gonna continue to do good. Like just a positive push.
Okay. And what would, if it's different, what's a piece of advice that you would give to your peers? And I always say your peers 0 to kind of that 25. Those of us in the room are more seasoned, except for Harrison, who had a birthday the other day. So it's just creeped into that age group. What's a piece of advice that you would give to your scholars, your peers?
Reflect on like your past and like how you've grown up, and a lot of people have it rough. So reflect on that, and then just treat people how you want it to be treated.
Awesome. So most of those things you talked about, and the premise of this show has been built on, parts of full components that, people will say, okay, it's a sports talk show. You don't always bring in athletes, you bring in other individuals. But I think the premise and the foundation of everything that DP has done with 93.7 The Ticket has been on love. And so, DP, talk a little bit about just as we had initially connected, and I don't think it was an even initial connect. I remember you came up afterwards. I think it was the Inspire Awards at PBA. And we had some individuals, some young ladies that were getting honored. Ava Thomas there has done a phenomenal job with that. And that year, I don't know, for whatever reason, she joked around and was like, I don't know if this is the Pete Awards, but there were a number of scholars that there was a connection. There's a lot of people that invested and uplifted them, but I was blessed because they had thanked me. And from that, you said, let's connect. And we followed through. And so tell us just the premise of your thinking of, that with me. And then as we talked about this and how this kind of came to be.
Well, I mean, I'm a coach at heart. 30 plus years of coaching around the country, 3 sports, different levels, that sort of deal. But the reality is I'm a grown man baby at heart. Right?
You're gonna have to explain that to some people out there. I'm just looking. She's gonna say, Pete, you're gonna have to use that at the next session.
I was born. I was born to. I was born in a single parent household. I didn't know who my father was till I was 55 years old. To find out that I had, that I was actually, I'm a Garner by DNA. I'm a Pearson by name, but I am a Garner by DNA, and there's a lot of history to that. But I didn't know that history. In a TED that I did, I talked about the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right? That it was thin and bare, and it wasn't decorated, and it wasn't identified as beautiful until the young people decided, hey, it's really not an ugly tree. It just needs love. And the moment you recognize that, like I work from that I remember being the young poor kid. I remember being the outlier, I was a part of the initial busing program back in the late 1960s, early 1970s. So I was put on a school bus, taken from a black neighborhood and sent across town to a predominantly white neighborhood. And my first day of 4th grade, I was picketed. My bus was picketed. Like I was sent across town. And when I got to the new school, there were people picketing my arrival, and they didn't know me. And so those things stay with you, that you remember how it feels to not be in a positive space. And then you become empowered by it because you recognize, you know what? I'm never going to treat anybody like that. I'm never going to force a child to go within themselves and try to figure out what adults are doing. I have to be present around all young people so that they have a full understanding that whatever it is you're going through, I'm present enough to see you so that I can help you. That's literally the job. Why in sports, I always talk about the adult in the room. Well, there needs to be adults in the room so that her lessons become positive lessons and not scars. There's the difference, right? That if I can convince young people that that negative thing that happened is a lesson and not an injury, then they are going to go much farther in life than they would if they took this as a blow to the soul. Right? And so coaching was always, as athletes, we coach the way we wanted to be coached, the way we needed to be coached. And then it hits you that, oh, as an adult, it's really my task and responsibility to be there for young people the way I needed adults there for me when I was a child. It's really it. Like, that's the simplest thing. Every time you walk into a situation, it's like, oh, wow, I could have done a really simple thing by saying yes to you, or listening to you, or just giving you a sounding board, or giving you a place where you feel safe, a place where you feel engaged, a place where you feel like, oh, there are people that want good things and positive things like I do. And that empowerment is really everything that, whether it's sports, academics, community, otherwise, that's what the people in positions of authority should be there for. Period, point blank, end of it. The rest of it, I don't worry about the money side of it, because in my heart, I'm a poor kid. I'm still a poor kid. I think like a poor kid. Like, I think like a poor kid. But then it's, okay, how many people can I help today? How many people can I get out of that thinking, out of that situation, out of that circumstance? And enabling people is a gift. And if you do it from love, if you do it from love, if you do it from love, for love, by love, you win.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. And so, Amna, as you hear that and you talk about that enablement, but that empowering people through love, what does that look like for you in your journey? Or even in that time that you've had with Mr. Pearson?
Well, I feel like Mr. Pearson, every time I'm around him, he's like the teacher I always wanted, or like the coach I always wanted, somebody that I always wished I had in my life growing up, because of like how much he, shows his understanding for, not being the same as everyone else.
That's powerful. Well, hey, on that, we're going to go to break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score, but we'll be back with another guest, but continue with Amna and DP here on the show.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out, because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out, with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon reminding you to vote for my friend and colleague, Carolyn Bozin. Carolyn Bozin is a strong voice for Lincoln, who we need representing us in the legislature. Carolyn Bozin voted for historic funding for education to support our schools and for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history. Carolyn Bozin is the voice we need representing us in the legislature. This is Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon. Join me in supporting Carolyn Bozin for legislature on May 14th.
Paid for by Bozin for legislature.
The Double the Savings sales event is happening now through April 22nd at Bonsall Pool and Spa. During this event, buyers can take advantage of up to $1,500 in savings and receive 0% APR for 60 months. Visit the Bonsall Pool and Spa showroom at 33rd and Pioneers, or visit their website at bonsallpool.com to learn more about their hot tub sale. Act fast, because this offer ends soon. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
Spring is here, and it's time to wake up Judson. Judson Irrigation is eager and ready to get your sprinkler system up and running for the season. Judson's technicians will check for winter damage, adjust your sprinkler heads, and show you how to set your controller for effective sprinkling coverage. The Judson Irrigation team is here for you. Stay safe.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score, and you're with Peter Ferguson BHS LSC. We've got Harrison on the ones and twos as always. And then we're joined at a full house of guests. And so I'm going to get right into it. I'm excited to have Amna, who's been dropping knowledge, but Amna is, I continue to put that out there because it's truly a celebration. She's a scholar, a friend, an investor in this community, an ally. You can go on and on down the list, but she's a senior at Lincoln Northeast High School and is going to be walking across the stage down just a few steps down here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in May. Do you know the date? You probably got, I don't know. I always got to ask if you got a countdown on your wall.
The 26th. almost
Look at her. She was like the 26, 22 days, 3 hours, 4 minutes. But really it's an opportunity to celebrate for her and her family who've been on quite a journey as well. And so I know they're going to be cheering, blow horns and everything else. We've got Mr. Derek Pearson, DP, who is the owner of the station. So always appreciative, the one who's provided this platform. And so again, truly feel blessed and appreciative. I know he's fighting a couple things. Great night with the Supernovas on the volleyball opportunity. The word came through this week. I heard that they're going to be doing the finals all the way throughout. So hopefully the Supernovas are in that championship mix.
Yeah, we will be I'll be calling the Final Four and the championship game. That just came in a conversation through the league federation Friday. So yeah, I better get these stitches moving. But let me think. And Harrison knows that I do this, and Peter knows that I do this. But let me thank you all. Let me thank you directly. This is day 22,548 for me. And I identify the days so that I can be specific and purposeful in honoring today. And 22,548. My new thing is saying that I fell in love with today. I just fell in love with today, being in this room. I'm teary-eyed because now that I know this exists, right? That I got to spend this morning with y'all. I got to spend this day with y'all. And when good is welcome, when love is welcome, it's a powerful thing when you put it in a vacuum. So thank you all for making this day 5/22/548 a love-filled day. Thank you for what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, thanks for giving us our flowers while we're present and able to do that. And that's a rarity.
Amen.
That's a rarity all the way around. So thank you. And then we're also joined, as you can see, we're joined by many have referred to him as Magic, but Scott, who is a longtime supporter, I would say probably one of the most consistent individuals and just truly has goodness in his heart. And the reason I brought him in, I'm going to have you read a piece. Mr. Pearson came to one of a session that you were involved in, and this is not something that was unique to the session, but afterwards we had individuals develop a piece with the foundation of love, and the prompt was love is, and that was it. And this was one of the pieces that was developed, and so I'm going to have you read it, and then Magic, I want you, what was your response when you heard this piece?
A wise man once said that DNA isn't our love print. Written inside our bones, deep in the narrow path, is something greater than ourselves. Love is the blood that flows through our ever-growing limbs. Love is the atom that embraces us in warmth. Love is the passion we put our bodies through to reveal the best parts of ourselves. Love is our guiding compass that brings us to greatness. Love is loving hate. Love is a passion that can be a beaker for others. Love is, love is, love is.
And so we shared that, and DP, I'll find the episode, but gave some reflections on it. But Magic, you heard that day and came in and just tell us your initial reaction to that and then the show itself.
My initial reaction was that I wasn't loving. I didn't really have that love in my heart. And so when I heard that, I came down and I wanted to meet the people that wrote it. And unfortunately, they weren't here that day. But you gave me this. And I carried it with me. And my friends will tell you I put it into too many hands. I was very, you got to read this. You got to understand this. And as I've gone, I've started to understand love again. And it's just getting better and better.
And I think, and I'm going to go back to DP. Again, the foundation, the premise of the show, we say bigger than the score. And we've got you're a 25-year-old Magic sitting in this seat, but empowered, educated, and engaged by, middle and high school scholars. DP, what was your thoughts as they put these pieces together and put it out there, and why it impacted somebody, like Magic the way it did?
Well, it's in the miracle that is human being and the way we're wired, right? We're all the accumulation of hundreds of thousands of love stories that in us, in our DNA coding, there are elders and ancestors who left a seed planted for you to be the version of you that you don't even know is possible. And in that is a connection. Like we're built to identify people in the same energy as us. And then we also, because when we're covered in love, we then understand what the other feels like. And the two are necessary. Like you have to know to not feel good so that you bask, respect, and pay tribute to feeling good. You have to know what love is not in order to know what love is. And then when you hear it, see it, feel it. The whole idea and concept of love print is to so cover ourselves in love, the next thing in love, that when the other thing shows up, we can identify it more easily and say, that's not love. That's not for me. That's really the purpose of parents, partners, educators, friends, family, is to so enable and cover and present spaces of love that when you leave that space and the other shows up, it can't land on you. It doesn't affect you. And that's what education buildings are about. That's what buildings of faith are about. That's why communities have fences. And then ultimately, if you remember this, that love makes great people. Great people make great families. Great families make great people. Great schools make great people. Great people make great schools. Great programs make great people. People make great programs. And the greatness, we're all an accumulation of greatnesses. That's my buddy Hoster Breezy says that. He just put it in a TED Talk. But we're the accumulation of love, of all the people who love us. At our highest level, we're the accumulation of all the people who love us. It's once you wrap your hands around that, it makes it easy to identify great people, good souls, good spirits, good programs, and say, yes, this is for me. This is like me. This is by me. That difference that you spoke of were people that were afraid of you because they didn't know you. Anybody who is afraid of you can't love you because they don't know you. Once they know you, they're gonna love you. That's your metric for this point forward. Oh, I get it. You just don't know me yet.
Well, and Amna, I want to go with something DP said. To love you is to know you. So what is something that people don't know about you that if they do or they don't know, they can't help but love? I'm gonna have you step up to that mic a little bit.
Something people don't know about me.
That they can't help but love. Like for me, my mom, it was her biscuits. You know, it was the buttermilk every Sunday morning, made from scratch buttermilk biscuits. They don't know that about me, but they can't help but love Miss Alita M. Ferguson. What is that hidden piece about you that they need to know that you want to put out there today?
I feel like I do this with everyone, family, friends, people I just met. I'm a giver. So like I hear one thing, oh, you like this? I'm giving it to you the next day.
Wow.
Or
Wow.
like not just that, like food too, specifically food. That's my love language. I give people food because food makes people happy. So I either hand make it or like buy it and give it to them.
Oh, I love that. Love that. So Magic, as we end this segment real quick, you've taken this around. It's impacted you. Just tell a little bit, how has the show impacted you, the voices of love that have come into this space, whether it just be Bigger Than the Score, but also the station itself. How has it impacted you putting love out to others when you felt like sometimes you're not doing it in the way that you feel you could, your capacity?
As I listen to the show on Sunday mornings, and I listen to you young people tell me I'm working for myself, but I'm also I'm working for others. You know, I'm trying to do better for others. And so I used to come in here and say, you guys give me hope, because I hear so much negative about the young people that it seems like there's no hope left. But as I've talked people into listening to the show, I hear you're inspiring. You inspire people my age to do good things. And so I guess it's just a Sunday morning when it was raining and I wasn't playing golf. I heard you. I heard your voices for the first time. And I just was incredibly attracted to those voices and what the message they gave. And DP, if you don't mind, in my case, I knew there was love out there, but it was bouncing off, you know, and until I was able to say to somebody, you know, I love you, or they were able to say, I love you to me and mean it, and I let it in, there was all the love in the world wasn't going to get to me. All the love in the world was not going to get to me. So what my God did is he surrounded me with people that all they do is love me. And that disconnect that God and I had because of me, he's going, I got you. And he just keeps throwing good people at me.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's the deal, bro.
Well, hey, I want to thank Magic for his continued support and investment and coming down each week. It is a highlight. I had one scholar say, he's like, man, people actually listen. And I said, yeah, they do. And so you help support that even sometimes when they doubt if their voices are being elevated and being heard. And so we'll be right back after this break on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Tuesday, April 23rd versus the San Diego Mojo at Viejas Arena in San Diego. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 8 p.m. with first serve at 9. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
It's getting nicer outside, but it's still hit or miss in the spring on golf weather. Not at Double Eagle Golf. You're home for always 72-degree weather with no wind. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues are underway, but stay tuned for info on indoor golf tournaments and book your bay for after the spring game in late April. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone back with the latest update from Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, your new car selection keeps getting better and better every month. Can you tell our listeners all about it?
You know, it sure is, Charlie. It's great that our customers can come in, pick out a new Honda, and drive away with it that day.
How many new Hondas do you have in stock?
Well, right now we have just about 100 in stock.
Hey, I hear you've won some very important awards in your service department. Tell us about them.
Well, the first one is we won the award for the first fixed award. So the cars are actually fixed on the very first time they're brought in. Second award is our Customer Service Experience Award. And then our third award is our Honda Express Service Elite. And we rank the best in quality and customer satisfaction.
Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Spring is here, and Acres is offering special financing on select new John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Visit your nearest Acres store and test drive all the latest John Deere turf equipment and attachments. And for a limited time, with the purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Offer expires April 30, 2024. Subject to approved credit by John Deere Financial.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and as always on the ones and twos, we've got Harrison. Just had Magic, or AKA, I say AKA Magic, I should say Scott, AKA Magic, as we know, left the studio, but really was appreciative of him coming in and just sharing a little bit of what has spoken to him about not only just the show, but how he's been touched in love by those who've been here. And really, again, appreciate him making the time to be here today. We did have Phil Maynard go ahead and shoot something on the stream. Harrison, what my eyesight is of that aged variety, so I'll let you read it.
Yeah, shout out to Phil Maynard, as always. Bigger Than the Score, the origin story. Love this. I appreciate the vulnerability and storytelling that occur in this space. Shout out Phil Maynard, as always.
Awesome. So Amna, just want to know a little bit more about you. What are some things that you're involved in that are propelling you as you get ready to walk the stage? I think you said May 26th.
Yep. So some things I'm involved in, I like to say it's not a lot. Like I could be doing more, but when I tell other people, they're like, "You do so much." So at my high school, I'm a trained student mediator, and I've been doing it since freshman year. And I'm also a student ambassador, which I just help new kids feel welcome at our school by showing them around and giving them a friendly face. I also do tennis. It's the first year though, so
Fantastic. What else? Anything else?
anything else? No, I work.
Awesome. So with that, you're right. You do quite a bit. I think oftentimes those individuals who do a lot become humble and say they don't do enough. And your presence is merely that, but also the other involvements that you're in. And to say like your senior year to do tennis for the first time, like that doesn't happen with a lot of individuals. We had, I think, Brooklyn Freeman on last week, and she talked about she did wrestling.
Yeah.
And how that, like, she was shy, she was introverted, and got into wrestling and said it was like one of the best things she's ever done over at Westview High School up in Omaha. And so congratulations and thank you for putting yourself out there in regards to that. So, we've been talking a lot about love today on the show. And, there was a couple things I pulled as I was thinking about, okay, what are some, quotes? I'm a big quote person or thing. And Langston Hughes has one. It's like, out of love, no regrets, through the goodness, be wasted forever. Out of love, no regrets, through the return, be never. And it was one of his many poems that described love as a thing that, was often painful because, I think people oftentimes say, oh, love, when you have love, you're so full, you're filled and you're going, but oftentimes, love can hurt in a lot of different ways. But if you don't have it, in any form, you don't recognize the blessing and the experience and the feelings that you can get from it. And so as you think about a love moment that you've had, and then I'm going to ask Mr. Pearson one is he's had, what's a love moment that you've had, through your life, but maybe through your educational experience that you hope that each and every scholar has, like they shouldn't be without?
A love moment. Wow. I think it's definitely with some of the educators I had in school, like 100%. Specifically, she's not my counselor, but she's just a counselor that she teaches student mediation. Miss Melinda Jean Baptiste.
Okay.
I love her. She helped me a lot, and I'm just very grateful that I was able to have her in my education. That's a very big love moment for me. because I met her during COVID freshman year, and it was COVID. Everyone was like struggling through things, and mental health was definitely an issue. And yeah, she helped me through that. And I actually don't think that I've told her this. So
Wow. Wow. Well, definitely if she's listening, if not, definitely I'll make sure that she gets that message because I think that's powerful in itself. So last thing, and then I'm going to transition to DP, and we want to introduce something to the greater community, but I'd be remiss. What's your future plans? And I hate saying like your future plans because you're going to be great in whatever you do. And that, it seems like it locks you in, but I want you to put out in the universe, what do you aspire? What are you going to accomplish? And then, we've got Airways here. How can people help you do that?
So I'm going to UNL. Yep. Committed.
Okay. Congrats. You're getting a great one.
Yeah. And I'm really excited because I'm a first gen college student.
Wow.
In my family. So it's a big step, and I'm ready to make everyone proud and show them like what I truly believe in, because I think education is power, and my mom used to say that to me. And it just stuck with me so hard. Like, education is power. You could get so far with having an education. You have so much power in your hands with just having that education. So I plan on going to UNL and getting a degree in elementary school education.
Oh, fantastic. Excited in so many ways. So DP, we talk about Kobe Yamada says, what do you do with an idea? And he follows up in his book, you just can't let it sit. And so we're not going to let this, we've had conversations, we've had adjustments, but we are ready to unveil something and not let it sit. So talk a little bit about what that is, and we can explain what that's going to look like. And Amna, we have something for you before we take off.
Love requires action. Whatever it is that you love, whoever it is that you love, whatever space that you love, you have to be active in it. Action without love keeps you busy, but it does not accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Busy without love keeps you occupied, but it's not productive, it's not good, it's not forward, it's not up. But in every great human moment, every single great human moment, love and action got together and were participant and purposeful. Lady, be active in what you love. Be active in why you love it. Be active. And then to top that and to be specific, love it out loud. See something good, feel something good, say something good, do something good. Love is active and it's out loud. It doesn't hide in the dark. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm going to be tracking you at UNL. I want to watch what you do, and then I'll be active in helping you achieve it.
So with that, we're starting, I hate saying the word initiative, but love is, and we want others to finish that, that prompt, that statement, whatever that may look like. And so we're going to post online through the various social media outlets, the poem that was read earlier, the piece, and then you're going to get the opportunity to finish that statement. Love is, there'll be a QR code. There'll be links for those. We have some postcards that you can write if you want to go old school and send it to somebody, but those are going to make their way around, and we want to collect those, and we'll continue to share those. And Amna, as our first Love Is recipient, I want to do this for you. I want to give you, first off, I'm going to give you $50. Okay. That's for you. Okay. For you to invest in the love in yourself, who you are, what you've been, you have earned that. You deserve that. The next thing, I want to give you another 50. And I want you to use that to invest in others, however you see fit. And you continue to do that. You said it so perfectly earlier. You buy food, you make food. And so however you may choose to do that, I know you will continue to do that. And so you are our first Love Is recipient. And so I want to thank you for who you are and what you're about and what you do. DP, again, I say this, but not often enough. Thank you there was a plan, but you provided a platform for this to occur, and you didn't have to. And so I truly do recognize that. And so with that being said, I want to end with Nikki Giovanni's quote. Some say we are responsible for those we love. Others know we are responsible for those who love us, by Nikki Giovanni. We'll look forward to seeing you next week on Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket.